Hello, and welcome to UT3 Session 2. This time we're no longer covering boring user interface stuff. This time we're going into the generic browser, the meat of the UT3 editor. Why is it so important? Well, it has pretty much everything you need to create really impressive levels. From sound effects to particle effects, such as these, to materials and textures and 3D models and so forth. So as you can see, the generic browser has essentially everything you need to make some pretty awesome levels. But to discuss how it works a little further, as you can see, this list of things, they're known as packages. These are all packages, and inside each package are the objects needed to create your levels. As you'll see, all these are sort of light gray. That means these packages are not loaded. They're not showing everything that's inside the package. So as I click them, you'll see that they have essentially pretty much nothing in there. But these black ones mean that they're fully loaded packages. That means they're displaying everything that's inside this package, whether it be materials, 3D models, textures, what have you. So if I want to load a texture or load a package, all I have to do is just click on the package in question, right click it, and then click fully load. And then voila, just like that, I am capable of seeing everything within inside this package. Above here is the filters list. For example, this would be useful like if I'm looking only for 3D objects. I don't care about the textures, I don't care about the materials and stuff like that, or the normal maps. I just want these 3D objects. Well, I can go down here and select static mesh, and then this will force the packages to only list their 3D objects, their static meshes. This will be easier for me to sort through things when I don't want to have all these textures in the way. But say for instance, now that I have this filter on, well, now I can't see anything else. Well, when in doubt, if you don't see anything inside your packages, all you have to do is just click the show all resources, and you'll be listed everything inside these packages. Now it's important to note that even though the generic browser has all these things being listed here, it's not listing everything. Some of these packages are still hidden away deep inside the UT3 installation folder. So for us to load these hidden packages, just go to File, Open, and these folders are located in your main hard drive, where your UT3 folder is, inside Program Files x86. Look for the folder called Unreal Tournament 3. Go to UT Game. Go to Cooked PC, and then go to Environments. And over here you'll have listed additional packages that don't appear in the original list. So obviously these comes with some more goodies, such as stuff like this that we can add. And mess around with. Now, as far as using the generic browser, this is how you can apply textures and place 3D models and so on and so forth. Say for instance, I'm looking at LT walls here. and I have all these assortment of materials. If I want to apply a material to a wall, I pretty much click the surface that I want to apply a material to, and then click the material, and the material will be applied. Again, you can mess around with the materials, scale them, rotate them, move them around using the texture alignment tool. And that's how you can mess around with textures. And placing 3D objects is just as simple. Whatever 3D object you want, say for instance this here. If I want to place this in my world, I first select what I want. I right click on anywhere in my world, preferably on the floor. Select Add Actor, since all static meshes are actors, and select from this assortment of list items the static mesh. And just like that, I have a 3D object in my game, which I can also move around. And if I hit the spacebar, rotate and scale to however way I please. It is also a good way to note that when you're creating your levels, it's always good to have a man in your level. This way, when you create your levels stay in proportion to what your character really is in size. So as you can see here, we have this guy here, and you can see that he's can fit through this object here. So if you have him in your level, you can't build your level too small or too big. So always have him as a reference point. Other than that, you can add sound effects such as these. You have all sorts of sound effects. If you just look through them and double click through each of them, you can listen to the sounds that they have to offer. You have particle effects that if you scale along here, these yellow windows here, they're particle effects. If you double click them, you can see how they look like. That's slime. They're also named here, so I guess these are all slime. This is sparks. And the way you can apply them to your level is just like your objects. If you like something, you click it. You right click anywhere on the floor. You select Add Actor and add your emitter, your particle effect. And just like that, you have your sparks. Now it's possible that when you add your spark to your level, you may not see it do what you want it to do here. Like say for instance, you can see these sparks shooting out. If this isn't checked, the real time, you'll see that my emitter isn't doing anything. So clicking this emitter here allows me to see the effect take place in real time when I add it to my level, as explained in my previous session. And that's pretty much it. That wraps up the generic browser. Pretty much anything you want, any 3D object, any material, just select it, right click it, add actor, add the static mesh, and it will appear in your world. Any materials that you want to apply, just click the surface you want to apply the material to and click the material, and that places the material. And that's everything there is to explain about generic browser.